So today's speech is about my first time mentoring with Washington Park Toastmasters. I was assigned a protege. Her name is Mary. She's a past member of ours. Unfortunately, she does not show up as much these days, but we'll see if we can get her back in. Now, Mary is originally from Russia. She moved here with her husband, Dean, who was also a past member of ours. We'll have to see if we can get him back in as well. And he had introduced her to Toastmasters. I guess he was enjoying the experience with getting a chance to speak in all of our meetings, doing a speech as well, and through our table topics. Now, Mary herself was not shy. She was actually very, very pleasant and always engaging, always want to participate. But her goal with Toastmasters was to improve her public speaking skills, improve her English speaking skills, and get better at speaking clearly in a way that did not have a Russian accent. Many of us know, especially if you've come from another country, as I did when I moved from India to Canada, the accent can be pretty much of an obstacle for other people to understand you. Now, the main focus of today's presentation is the 5 lessons that I had learned through my coaching experience with Mary. We had gone through 5 meetings in total over the course of 2 weeks, right before she scheduled her icebreaker speech, and hence the title, Breaking the Ice. And in each meeting, there was something that was really beneficial in terms of how we can engage our proteges when it comes to getting them to do their first speech. Our first meeting and the first lesson was showing up and showing up prepared. There are a lot of proteges that I've had a chance to connect with. I've wanted to work with them, but the scheduling or the contact was inconsistent, and it became difficult to actually arrange a time to meet. And that's why I was very, very pleased with the fact that both Mary and I sent out an email, responded to each other, set up a time, and we were on top of that. Everyone's got busy lives, and Toastmasters is something that for many of us, we're just doing for fun. But the truth is, we made a choice. And if you're going to make a choice without it being something superficial, you kind of got to commit. And it was really nice to see that commitment off the bat. It was consistent with all of our meetings, everything that we scheduled, she was there for, and she showed up prepared. In that first meeting, we were able to establish her goals and what she wanted to accomplish with the speech. The second lesson that we learned on through our second meeting was focusing and narrowing things down. The first assignment was an icebreaker, and most people just kind of share everything about their life. And Mary, of course, like all of us, have gone through a lot. And so she had a lot of stories listed out. And we had to find a way to narrow that down to one thing. Because yes, of course, you want to tell everything about your life, but there's so many more speeches. There's so many more projects within which we can all present those details. So we narrowed it down to a chronology of her life as it applied to 3 parts: her childhood, her studies, and her move to the US. From there, we moved on to our third meeting. And the lesson here was to find a theme. Every speech could be just a statement of facts, actually. And it is the theme that we can weave through our speeches that allows a timeline of events to sound really exciting and to have purpose beyond just our evolution as a human being from child to adult. And so with Mary's project, with Mary's speech, what we found was this underlying theme of curiosity that was present in everything she did. By weaving this theme into it, we were able to keep her speech informative, but also intriguing by showing how every one of those moments was an expression of her curiosity. Then came our fourth meeting. She had finally created a draft of her speech, and it's time for us to rehearse. And the lesson here was to share excitement in your delivery. So she had a beautifully drafted speech. Everything made sense. The segues were excellent. But her first execution, her first rehearsal, everything was flat. Now, when we discuss these important moments in her life in our Zoom calls, we express laughter, we express shock, we express joy. But when she did the first rehearsal, it was monotonous. And as a result, it was dull to listen to. But I knew through our conversations and the words on paper that it was anything but that. So we crafted a way to format her speech so that she would have the proper emphasis, including pauses, even quotations and smiley emojis in there so that she knew when she should smile or to laugh, and bolds and italics to help her emphasize her speech in a way that shared the excitement that she actually experienced when she went through those moments, but also the excitement that was present if anyone actually went through those moments themselves. And then finally, we had our last lesson, our last meeting, rather. And in this one, the message and the lesson here was to stop tweaking and just get it done. She kind of was wondering if she should postpone it to another date, but the rehearsals that we had so far and all of the revisions that she had done were good. They were good enough. Not only were they good enough, rather, they were great. And her speech was excellent. And I told her that it's better to rehearse something 10 times than to keep on changing it and feel like you're rehearsing it each time just once before you actually give your presentation. And so we managed to just work on the rehearsals themselves in that last meeting. And she was able to deliver her icebreaker speech 2 days after that last meeting, and she nailed it. Her speech was called NASA, Mars, and Mary, and the connection between those three was curiosity, the name of the Mars rover, but also the theme that was woven into her speech. Now, the purpose of today's speech is that coaching someone through speech is not just about getting them to get comfortable speaking. It's also about getting them comfortable knowing they have something of value to share, something that is important to them, and learning how to communicate that importance through their words, their tone, their body language in a way that connects with others and inspires them to reflect or take action. So I hope that everyone who is present here can use one, if not all, of those lessons and apply them not only to your own speeches, but also to your coaching when helping your proteges with their projects. Thank you very much.